This is an overview of the printing press used by the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transit Agency. The printing press is an RSP Performer SR4866. It's a video of it. This whole unit, the assembly, is about 85 feet long. Here's the control tower right here. Power switches, floor speed, print speed knobs, conveyor speed forward, conveyor speed reverse. This is the beginning of the process right here. The sheets, this whole table right here with the sheets actually goes under this press right here. Ink is poured and then wiped. One color at a time. If it's a 6, 7, or 8, or 3 or 4, whatever number color process, it has to go through the entire assembly line. That many times. Yeah, the machine actually cuts off right here. It separates. This is a single unit, the beige SR4866. After it comes out, it goes onto this conveyor belt. It goes across a conveyor belt. There's power switches right here. Radiator underneath, a radiator right here. Looks like there's a total of 3 radiators. The conveyor belt brings the item to this UV light to dry it. Depending upon the application, whether it's an oven-based, which here are the ovens right here. They're actually back-to-back ovens. They only use one. Actually, they switch off of ovens. But some ink are good for UV, some are good for oven, depending upon, again, the application. The exterior signs go oven. The UV lights are used for more of the interior signs. But here are the ovens right here. It's a filter system right here. This is the gas unit, the gas assembly. Gas is coming up through the wall there, or to the ceiling. Control panel right here. One oven is right here, right up into this point right here where the ducting is located, that kind of red rubber, whatever that is. That's a separator. And the conveyor belts actually go from one to the next one. They thought they would use 2 ovens in the beginning, but they only use 1. And so they just toggle back and forth just to make sure each one gets equal usage as the other. So for the ovens, this oven right here, ending right there at that red line, is the same exact unit and setup as this unit to the ducting. So each has a gas line going straight up to the ceiling. Each has airflow ducting out. There's that. Gas going up to the ceiling. And air duct right there. The ovens get to 300, as high as 400 or 425 degrees when they're heating the depending upon the application again, whatever unit output or items there are, the signs. For example, here's some signs they have right there that went through the process. Since they're multicolor, each color is done once, and then after one color is done, they reinsert it at the beginning and follow through with the others. This is an airflow system, so after the item goes through either the ovens right here or the UV light right here, there's another sign that went through. That probably went through the oven since it's an exterior sign, it looks like. If it's interior, it probably went through the UV. The ovens are used for the more industrial or heavier type signs or applications. But after it goes through the heat, it comes through this airflow system here. The whole process takes, there's the conveyor belt that it rides along during the whole process. The whole process takes about 30 seconds, so it's pretty fast. Here's an example of some of the work. These are like fair signs. Here's some dryers. Here's the airflow, and this is where it's received, the item at the end. Conveyor belt. Basically use this as a table, but it's really an airflow system. Underneath here, you can see the engineering that creates the fans, that creates the air. There's no specific temperature, it's probably room temperature, but it just basically uses air to dry the materials. And here's an example of some more signs. Here are the ovens that again heat up to about 400. These are about like in the 300 degree range. They said they take it up to 425. These are pretty thick walls. It's a pretty heavy unit. It has to be heavy because there's so much heat generated in here. As you can see, danger hot. I'll open it up. Pretty thick piece of metal right there. So you can see there's the conveyor belt in there. And the controls. Control panel. It's a gas heater. So there are buttons for high gas, low gas. There's the power, there's reset button, exhaust, recirculating, the conveyor button, cooler, and then gauges. And since this is one unit attached to, again, this is like a foam separator. They're basically the same two units, so there's the same control panel on the other side. Same control panel right here, since this is a duplicate machine. Here's the UV lamp right here. This is a main switch for power for the entire system. There's another one. And then here's the control panel. It's 2131 hours. Read there. The other one is 1,560 hours. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then the power supply. This is basically the opposite side of, done a full circle here, the other side of the RSP Performer.
Is there
And we're back to the control panel. The power supply. Very strong machine, very industrial. I was told that the only things that really go out are these Festo devices right here, and then the tubing, which is all just pressurized air running through. But other than that, it's a workhorse, we're saying. Excellent performing machine. They said they would still be using it if it wasn't for the AQMD standards for it being not the proper ink. There's a transformer just in case I didn't get that. And that's it.